list that I'm happy is missing. Um, it's sort of a quality of um, like lethargy, right? Like I look forward to like one day. No, I don't actually look forward to. I used to just sort of like drag ass, so like smoke weed all day and play PlayStation, right? And at the time it seemed perfectly radical, but then I had two kids and I sold my PlayStation and I ain't got time for that shit. So like this quality of just sort of like sleepwalking and dragging my feet through life. And with that, I'll hand over to Morgan. Morganic movement. You're up, lady.
Yeah, you can call me Morgan, Morganic, Mo. I use they, them pronouns. So a fun thing, if you want to try, you can call me a theydy, or a gentle them, if that feels like fun for you for wordplay. Um, the sassy first thing that popped into my mind is my ex-wife and the house we own together. I am so glad that I have lost those two, because the like catapulting things that happened after that have just been so much more aligned and joyous. So, and with that, I'll pass it to Lean.
It's a hard question. Yeah, it's not. Maybe my sense of I'm being a normal adult. Being I also had some kind of a perfect situation going there that I completely disrupted. Big life changes. So yeah, I'm not I'm not missing that perfect life at all. It's a lot more insecure now, and I have no idea where it's bring me. Yes, I don't miss my previous life. So yeah, without going into details, and I pass it on to Septimus.
Thank you, Lynn. And actually, I was going to say like I have no idea what I'm glad I'm missing, but now I know after hearing you, and for sure it's like a regular job. Like, yeah, I'm very glad I'm missing that, and I'm not doing this anymore. And I'll pass it to Bench.
Uh, I'll echo the job thing. I'm still doing some part-time for my old job, but just maybe more of like the frame of mind that I had in that position. Just like kind of check in, check out. Yeah, I'm glad to have kind of left that behind, and yeah.
Okay, streamer, we are answering the question, what is something you have lost and you're glad you're missing? And if you want to answer, you're free to open your mic. Also, then I will answer. And yeah, I think I am also happy to have lost my ex-girlfriend. I have a way healthier relationship right now with my girlfriend than the one that I had with my ex-girlfriend. And also I resonate that of losing a frame of mind of monotonous behavior. I really well, something I lost was the idea of things being far away from me. I was thinking like, hey, I'm in Colombia. It will be very difficult to participate in the Web3 movement, and I am not a programmer, but then like I just feel things that are more closer now. So yeah, I feel that I lost feeling things far away from me, or far away from me, far away from me.
Are those uh, stuff recently happened or just in the life? You know, what we missed in general.
Yeah, in general.
I think mm, the regular job goes for me as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and a bit. I become maybe less. Mm, I know my. I got. I used to be more sensitive. Now I'm less sensitive. Yeah, like if I can put like that. But you know, still in a good sense, not like become machine or something.
Yeah,
Just
I like
not
better.
putting that all stuff. You know, if something negative, who cares? You know, it's like those vibes are not really you know, like going through me, just like some metrics move, and then I make like, hey, it's gone, kind of. Yeah, so that I become less judgmental, so people can express them as they are. They were, but it was touching me, you know. I was like really doing that empathy in some high level. Then I, I kind of not stopped doing that, but now I'm aware that it's not helping. So stuff like that, but still feeling.
Nice. Well, the spotlight for today is that um, you know that most of you filled this application form, and that we are designing the group that will operate in Gravity for the following months. So also I want to share one idea that I had, and is like how can we have um, like cycles in Gravity, and I think that what we the best way that we could work is that we will have 2 semesters in a year, and the first quarter, the first 3 months, will be around educational activities and trainings, and um, then the next 3 months will be the Graviton training, and then we repeat 3 months of educational activities, and then 3 months of the Graviton training. I think that would be a good pace of Gravity. And yeah, the first 3 months is to funnel and to attract people and to build some knowledge, and then the next 3 months are to have the Graviton trainings, along with some of the other activities that can continue. So these activities that we are looking for to implement will be first for 3 months. Then we will make the Graviton training coordination team, and they will take care of the design and the implementation of the Graviton training in the following 3 months, but continuing some of the activities. But yeah, what I wanted to present today, and hello innovator, is this sense making I was doing, and I was talking with Mert and with Livy and Tam about this, and it's like this is like my first initial thought of who can do what, at least a first bounty, and then we can because I want everyone who participated to at least have some small bounty to incentivize their participation, and then we can have like more bounties assigned to one person. Um, but first, having that safety net of like everyone having something. So I don't know if you feel comfortable if we do this like this. I think it's very transparent and it's good. So yeah, the first person that I that we have here in the list is Lean, and she's someone who is trained in deep democracy, and she's also a facilitator and a trainer. What we have been talking about is to have a practice group on deep democracy, and this could have one weekly call um, for the practice group. Also, she proposed um, two books for the book club. That could be also another responsibility that can be given to Lean in these first 3 months of activities. Like what I want of this is to have feedback. If you think that you would like to do something else, if you think you don't like the role you have, or the role that we thought that could be good for you, please yeah, feel free to open your mic and raise your voice.
Already now, or do we wait a little bit until you've gone through the list? Um,
No, now we can make it. Yeah.
yeah, I'm
How
I'm
do
up
you
for
feel?
both. I'm up for those both roles. But what is important for me is what you said, like in the beginning, that everybody who is signed for something can contribute. That would be amazing. So, for example, with the practice group, if there's two or three, we'll see in the list people, then maybe we can make a little team, and one takes the lead that week, and one takes, so we can build a bit together. If not, I'm fine to do a weekly session, but the best would be if we follow teams, right? So whatever comes up, I'm super flexible with that and
Yeah.
make the best of all of us. Like, yeah.
I was thinking that maybe yeah, the when you have the that bounty of the practice group, maybe you are the lead of that practice group,
Ah,
and
yeah.
then you will be completely with the agency of rotating facilitations, maybe giving different incentives to the people who is helping.
Works as well. Works as well.
And okay, um, for innovator, I remember we talked about content creation. I think you're already signed for one of the content creation bounties.
Okay, yeah, I did. We did talk about that, yes, and I did try to sign up. I think it worked.
Yeah. So content creation and also to supporting research initiatives. I think that there will be at least two research initiatives. Um, One would be around the use of psychology and bringing psychology into the Web3 space, and how can we like easily implement some good practices for mental health. And yeah, the other research initiatives would be around conflict management tooling, and that can be very related even to one of the other practice groups that will be developed, and I will go into one of them later that I think that would be really useful for this, and it's the one from Jeremy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds okay. Juan, thank you.
For Mount Manu, I also thought that he would be really useful for content creation and research initiatives. He's right now collaborating in Omega, and Omega is building a library for token engineering projects and toolings. So it would be really cool to have some kind of closeness to that Omega project, and also to see how can we continue deep diving into how social sciences and from the different petals of the cryptoeconomics flower we can contribute to token engineering. Like there's this token engineering flower. I know that some of you are familiar with it, but I will put it here also for the people who is not so much familiar with it. And basically, the understanding behind this is that the cryptoeconomic systems are complex systems that cannot be seen only through one lens, but that they get enriched when they are seen through different perspectives. So I think that Gravity and with the participation of Manu in content creation and in research initiatives, we can also even propose topics or propose readings or sources or frameworks into the three petals of uh, the lower part of the flower that are philosophy, law and ethics, political science and governance, and psychology and decision science. So maybe we can even produce content and add it to the library, or continue researching different frameworks that can be used for this. Gene. Gene is I think he would be like a great active graviton. Why? Because he's actively participating in other communities, and also because he will be a guide from Communitas, from the Communitas working group. And then that will make him someone who would be very near to all the people who is coming to the TEC, and also someone who can be a funnel for cases. Um, yeah, I also assigned for content creation and business development. I would like to to produce more Medium articles. I think that would be really cool, and also we can work in sync with the people who is having content creation. So maybe Innovator and myself and Manu can co-write a new Medium article. The last Medium article that we wrote in the name of Gravity was about the second Graviton training, and I feel that we have advanced a lot of things, but we haven't been able to communicate that. So it would be really cool if we can make like more Medium articles. I would like to collaborate on that, and also content creation in graphics, and maybe even if we need so animations. And also, I would like to collaborate on the business development side, making relationships with other DAOs, and also trying to see how can we develop a business side on this, through proposals, or through searching for funding for with different sources. And also even another business development could be to support the creation of tools that can be used in Gravity. One really cool thing that we have been talking about these past weeks is that Celeste, that is the court that in XDAI, have a really cool tool, but that is being very, very low used. It's not being used very much. So what they want to do is to open it, and to have that same tool to be applicable to more small scenarios, and that it can be used more. And I think Gravity could use of that implementation of having the tooling of Celeste to make private contracts. That would be really cool, because right now when we have a mediation and we build an agreement, that is a Google Doc, and there's not like much legitimacy around that. But if we apply Celeste into the agreements that we make here in Gravity, that would mean that the agreements will be backed in the blockchain, and that would give more legitimacy, and also that we can even add um, a new layer of solving conflicts in Gravity, and would be arbitration, because right now we are only working with mediation because we don't have like a decision taking power, and we are only facilitating agreements between people. But with this tooling we can actually perform arbitration, and if a dispute cannot be solved by the parties, we could even like make a statement in favor or against any of the parties. And we could also like have a collateral around the contract that would yeah, that would also allow to us to process monetary conflicts, and not only like coordinational issues, but some also conflicts that could involve money. So yeah, I think that would be really cool for business development. Durgadas, I think Durgadas would be a really good operations manager. He has experience in system management and platform management, and so I think he can help us to integrate all of our platforms. And also he's also a designer, so he can help us in the designs of POAPs. um, yeah, like and having everything in HubSpot, and he would also be able to manage our Twitter, and also update some of our Gitcoin grants and descriptions. I think he's really good in the narrative, and he has a really big scope of what Gravity is. So I think he can also help us a lot of in the side of what is our narrative, and how do we want to present ourselves um, to the wider public and to the wider audience. Aloysius, they participate in SourceCred actively, and I think it's important for the active Gravitons to not only um, be part of the TC, but to be part of several communities, so that we can funnel people into our trainings and into our activities, and also that we can funnel cases from different communities to manage. So yeah, Aloysius would make a really cool active Graviton. I think also Ronald would be a really good for to be an active Graviton, but also he could have some content creation. He's been, yeah,
Juan,
being,
I
yeah,
think
see.
I think Morgani wanted to say something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm curious about how we're outreaching to folks that don't know about these like in process like decisions for their own like feedback and consent to what's happening. How are we navigating that?
Yeah, I'm having individual talks mostly with all of them. So like people is more or less aware, but this call is also to make it like public, and to share the information. But yeah, I feel that I have talked at least once about this with all of you.
Oh, I think maybe because I'm coming from the place that this is the first time I'm seeing it, so I'm like, is everybody else taken care of too?
Yeah, like maybe not so much into detail, but at least something I've been talking with people. maybe, yeah, it would be also good to talk with some of the people who is not being so much active in these calls, like Pronod, that he came to the Graviton trainings, and he is a consulting expert, and he also have experience in management and organizational development, but he's not been joining most of our calls. So I will talk to him also to see the availability of time. Yeah, we also now come to Morgan. I feel that they would make it a really good coordination manager. More or less, is this what I have, what I did right now of assessing skills and maybe thinking who can do what, and maybe building a calendar of 3 months of activities, and coordinating, like, okay, we're going to have, how many calls are we going to have a week, how and like yeah, maybe who is doing what, and maybe talking to people to see like what new activities can we integrate into our scope. I think that would be really cool. How do you feel about that, Morgan? Do you think that would be interesting?
Yeah, definitely super interesting. I was also like thinking about the way I thrive is working in teams, and the role feels like I'd like to co-brain on it, because I also want to be thinking about like different practice groups and content that I'd like to bring to the Graviton training, and wanting to feel like I'm not overexerting in wanting to do those and like neglecting part of the coordination manager's role. So I am kind of curious around like task sharing with somebody, and maybe like splitting the bounty that's assigned to that role. I know that I can take a pause there. I know that like Aloysius and I already tag team pretty well together, and we're also both in source cred working on stuff. So it's just like that would be my curiosity about that job.
We can create a new bounty like coordination assistant. And yeah, that way Aloysius could be an active Graviton and a coordination assistant, and you would be the coordination manager. But I also think that these three roles, the operation manager, the coordination manager, and the treasury manager, should work very in sync. Like yeah, so the treasury manager should be aware of all the activities that the coordination manager is proposing, and also the operation manager should be actively tweeting and creating content and engaging in operations for the execution of the activities. So I think these three roles like should act in tandem.
Wait, who's responsible for tweeting?
Operation manager and operation assistant for the communication. Okay. Yeah.
Good.
Um,
As fast as I can.
for Septi, that he's the leader of the transparency working group. Sorry, did I pass too fast?
Yeah, I'm curious if you do want to add to the purple box, like something about content or role plays, because I would like to do that.
Yeah, we have the for but they haven't been assigned. But we can for sure have them. Yeah, Lynn, sorry, I wasn't.
Just thought like if if for the practice group and setting up a program for that, I think yeah, I would be talking a lot to all the previous roles that you've mentioned as well. Like if I would be thinking of a program with other people interested in that, I would be talking to the coordination manager, and I'm just checking the names of the roles now, the operation manager, etc., as well. I like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like maybe you would like to say, hey, operation manager, I would like to have 2 tweets during the week, and maybe you can say to the coordination manager, yeah, but I would like my call to be, I don't know, on Mondays, not in Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that would be like um
And
the work.
even content wise, yeah. Yeah.
Juanka,
Yeah.
I just want to pick up on a point that was just made, which I thought was a very good point. For the people who don't have something assigned yet, who would look after those people to make sure that things that are coming through are kind of distributed across the Graviton cohorts?
Well, I think that would be the operation and the coordination managers. Um, like the coordination manager would also need to create a new group of people. Um, that would be the Graviton training coordination team. So here we are not still talking about the Graviton training. We will make a new team to coordinate the Graviton trainings because we understand that it's a whole work at its own to make a curriculum, to find facilitators. I also have like a lot of you are facilitators or wanted to be facilitator for the Graviton training. So I feel like okay, we can have that into account, but maybe that design would take at least like 1 or 2 months more, and it's not what we should be prioritizing now, but it will be a priority in 2 months or 3 months, as I was saying, like to have like 3 months of education, 3 months of training, 3 months of education, 3 months of training.
I was kind of thinking beyond the training sessions, more, people who've gone through the training are qualified Gravitons, and there's kind of stuff going on, and how do we bring them into the kind of levels of work that's actually taking place?
Yeah, I think that after each Graviton training, we will have a new cohort of Gravitons, and then we will have some people who will continue collaborating. There will be also people who will like take distance from the project, but I know that there will be people who will stay and will contribute. And I also think that as the project grows, we will have every time more roles and more activities that can be taken and rewarded in the project.
Okay, I mean, I'm just thinking specifically, once we kind of into operations, then that probably falls into the remit of the operations manager.
Yeah, yeah. Like the operation and the coordination manager, I think should be working really close together.
Yeah.
Because one would be in charge of the execution, and the other one would be in charge of the design. So like yeah, the design would be made by the coordination manager, and they should be able to have like a clear map of what needs to happen in the working group for an amount of time. But the operation manager is also someone who can be like in contact um, with the people who committed to certain activities to see how the things are going, because also I think like the coordination manager doesn't need to go to all of the calls.
Mm.
It's
That does help. That does help, Juan. Thank you.
okay, so now I will move to Septi. Septi is a steward of the TC, and he's the lead of the transparency working group. So I think he would be a great treasury manager. He's also someone who has experience in the Web3 space, and I am sure that he will be really good to have like ideas on how can we manage our treasury, how can we be more secure, maybe also how can we even um, yeah, not only spend the budget within bounties or within work done, but also maybe we can create a pool, and maybe with that we can have we can cover maintenance funds. And I think he will be really creative into this. What do you think about this, Septi?
I mean, I'm very confident on the, assign, like, we make the plan, how the money has to go to who, and then make sure, like, like if Juan did some work and he needs to receive 2K, then make sure, like, everything is transparent. Regarding, treasury management, I mean, I feel it has to be a collective decision. Like, what if I decide, put it into a farming pool with this Bitcoin and ETH, and then Bitcoin and ETH crash? I think, it shouldn't be one person decision. It should be a collective decision. And yeah, I mean, I really like to work on supporting and providing a road, but of course, like, I really think everything we decide it has to be collective.
Ironically, which is why I trust you to decide.
Yeah, but still, it still needs to be collective.
Okay. Uh, Metodo, he's also someone who participated in the second Graviton training. He's also someone who participates in other communities. Um, and I have been talking with him, but he says that he doesn't have so much availability of time. So what I was thinking was that he could be like a support for the business development and a support for research initiatives, but without too much time requirement for him in Gravity. Also, then Jeremy, he is someone who is willing um, to make a practice group about this toolkit, liberating structures. So there will be two practice groups these first 3 months. One about deep democracy led by Lean, and other practice group about deep democracy led by Jeremy. And I think from this practice group there will be like a lot of content creation, because the idea of making this practice group is to design a toolkit for Gravity. Right now we only have mediation, and it's not like a one size fits all. So we would really like to prepare a toolkit. Like, okay, there's this conflict, but we don't have only one tool to manage it. We have 5 or 7 tools to manage it, and depending on the conflict, maybe one tool is better than the other. And that would be like a really cool outcome from the source from the content creation that can come out of the practice group of liberating structures.
Yeah, and I'd like to add to that. I actually wanted to reach out to Jeremy already, because deep democracy and liberating structure are super complementary. Even more, like we have a couple of trainings in our training circle that we do with deep democracy. We also train people in structures because it's one and the same thing. So and then a bit different, so I think, yeah, we should just, if you're up for it, just team up and design a practice group that combines them. I don't know what come out of it, but yeah, let's just team up, see what comes out for TC like that. Yeah.
Totes, yeah, liberating structures and deep democracy play nice. So I think definitely that could give us a nice chunk of content around which to arrange the structures, right?
Yeah.
We're I need a better metaphor for killing two birds with one stone, right? It's, you know what I mean, but like, is there? Help me out, guys.
Well, in Dutch we say catch two birds with one in one go, so it's more beautiful, but you cannot translate it in English. But It's a little bit more. It's catching two instead of
Catch
killing.
two birds in one net.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Well, now Forest, she has been an active contributor in Giveth, and she's also leading the conflict management group in Giveth. So she would be a really good active graviton. If you see, the active gravitons are people who participate also in other communities, but are also people that are able to funnel people into our educational activities, and also there are people that are able to funnel new cases into our conflict management service. Bianca, I know she just joined, and she will be leading some research initiatives. We have been talking about implementation of psychological principles in Web3, and I know that she's been researching, but we will continue this research, at least to have then some answers or some um, action that we can like implement for the Web3 space, maybe starting with the TC. Maybe out of the first research stage, we then decide that we need an implementation of a guideline or an implementation of a new topic inside the Graviton trainings or an implementation of a new practice group. Yeah, this can be the outcome of this first research stage, but it will be around psychology. And we have streamer and bent. Streamer, um, I know that you are new in the TEC, so and you are not like a graviton, because the gravitons are people who have assisted to a certain amount of trainings. So you won't be able to apply for mediation, but as we want to have at least a place for everyone, I wanted you to know, I wanted to know if you would be interested in participating in some of the research initiatives or the business development.
Actually, quite interested in business and research aspects and how it can evolve the stuff in general in the space, because it's like where it goes, it's also quite dependent on what it's already established. I kind of have some kind of a blindness to what's existing out there when I kind of try to imagine new stuff. So a bit
And do you
there.
have experience writing?
Yeah, not like blog posts, but yeah, for some freestyle writing, I got a lot experience. But yeah, I would better um, become better on those by also this one. Yeah,
Okay.
for business development and research, I could bring some stuff. Yeah, definitely. Because for me, business development is quite natural thing. Uh,
Yeah, so maybe you will be working with me. I would also look for method for the business development, and also there's someone who didn't fill the type for the form, but who is someone that told me something really interesting, and was Pythagorean. I don't know if you know him, but he was telling me about running some interviews to the people that have participated in the mediated sessions to have like a feedback loop from the people who have already participated. So yeah, here we will have him a place, and I will wait for him to fill the type form. And now we have Bent, and Bent, you participate in other communities, right? In which communities do you participate?
Um, I would say this is definitely my most active. I was following metagame more closely prior to getting more involved here. And then I've kind of started contributing more in Giveth, but I would say Giveth and TEC are my two most common.
Okay. And between research activities and between content creation activities, between business development side of activities, and between the conflict management or funneling side, which do you feel more comfortable with?
I don't know about comfortable, but I'm really interested in kind of like some of the group sessions and like book club stuff, exploring ideas along those lines. Yeah, and I think I have some experience with like framing questions on surveys and stuff. So if there's any feedback or if that fits in with research in some way, I could help with that as well.
Well, you know, there's a survey that we started, but we never analyzed that data. Um, would you be willing to take that? Because yeah, we ask people in diverse communities. It's not very wide, the range of the survey, but what I would think that would be really cool is to have like a marketing strategy where we could say like, okay, we had 19 conflicts and 17 of them were solved, and that way we are ensuring like an 80% success rate, and also we are saving money and time for coordination. So that would be like, I think one of the biggest values that we can sell in our offering is that um, organizations save a lot of money by managing conflict, because when there is a conflict, that impacts not only the legitimacy of the organization, but also workflows and also the sentiment overall of in the coordination. Maybe I think that with you I haven't had a one-on-one, but we can have like a one-on-one to give more shape to this.
Yeah, that would be great. I think Morgan, you had something.
Yeah, I was curious, Bianca, since you just popped in, we were also exploring the possibility of having a coordination assistant for the work that I'd be doing. And I'm curious if that would be of interest to you, just because we do share the like co-language of mental health and wellness and like that kind of thing. I know that Aloysius might be interested in it too. And also, I think that they've got a lot on their plate the more I think about it. So wanted to put that out there for discussion. Bianca, are you there? What? You there?
I think that last time she said that she had some troubles with her mic.
Okay. I'll send her a DM then.
Yeah. So
Hi,
like,
sorry. I am
yeah.
here.
Hey.
Hi. Sorry, I was kind of finishing another meeting and I was like between the two.
Hi, no worries. Did you get to hear what I offered?
No, I did not. Can you say it
Yeah.
again? Sorry.
So I was Juanka was talking about offering me the coordination manager job or role, and by the way that like I work better in teams and pairs, and I know that I'll be working with the treasury manager and the operations manager. But I also was about having a like a co-brain to be able to like think through some of the more like programmatic builds and content planning and all that kind of stuff, and was curious if that would be something that would be interesting to you.
Yeah, totally. I am down. It would be nice.
Okay. So I think that right now, at least all of us have one main role. Some of us have one secondary role. And what I will be doing right now is, well, maybe today, later today or tomorrow. These days have been crazy. Um, I will try to traduce this into the D-Work platform, assigning all the bounties and assigning all this structure. In also making some numbers so that we adjust to the budget that we proposed in our proposal, and then we will start working. I think that we will be posting the proposal in the TC Gardens maybe by this Friday or Saturday. So these next days, if you have any question, if you want to, if I have any question or any doubt, I will be reaching out to you to tell you like, hey, how you feel working with these people, or will you be available for this? But mostly we'll work more or less how we've been saying here, and yeah, everyone will have at least one main bounty, and then depending on other activities, you can have like two or three bounties, and then like yeah, receive compensation. I also repeat that these bounties are modest, but it's because we are starting, and also because we are testing, but and we are bootstrapping a project. But this is a project that aims to be self-sustainable within time, and also it's a project that aims to reward their contributors. So maybe yeah, bear with us in these starting moments, and hopefully in the future we will be able to better um, like reward and thank all the contribution given to the project. Yeah, I think like the budgets that people will receive will be between 400 to 1,000 DAI. Maybe someone who has like two bounties, or yeah, or even like from 400 to 1,000 maybe would be like the average. Maybe I know there will be some people with more time commitment, but yeah, everyone will be at least a little bit compensated by the value they're bringing to the table.
So this the squad, right?
15 people.
Word. That's dope.
Yeah, I also look forward to this growing. I am very tired about like being too much too deep into this, and designing all this. But right now I look forward that decentralization step and I would like you to lead this thing and to steward this project.
Hey,
Dope,
Juan,
man.
so much for all of the coordination and attention and the care that you brought into like making sure that our voices are heard and that you attuned to what we can bring to the table. It's really cool.
Thanks everyone, and see you later.